So Democrats and corporate media still want to finger wag and talk down to voters after what happened on November 5th. Now, I want to give a huge shout out to my friends at INN, Nick Thompson, and a few other people who joined me. I had people who were socialists and, yes, even Republican join us for our election night coverage on November 5th. And, you know, we all agree on the same thing, that there was a very good chance. And again, we ended the live stream before the results came in, but I did a follow-up live stream the following morning on November 5th, on November 6th of Trump winning. And in turn, we all knew that, hey, look, there's a good chance that Democrats are going to lose. And as the election was getting closer and closer, yes, Democrats were losing. But one thing I was prepared for was the fact that there was going to be the blame game. CNN, MSNBC, and the Vote Blue, no matter who's people talking down to minorities, people of color, independents. And the thing is, the guilt trip ain't working, but boy, you guys and gals are sure showing your colors, your true colors, Vote Blue, no matter who. Because Arab Americans are telling CNN they still don't regret not voting for Harris, because we did a segment, and it'll come out over on Saturday as well, about how, oh yeah, Harris and Biden didn't do anything to stop the 15 months. Again, the crisis in Gaza, 15 months. They could have done something. 15 months. They could have put a stop to it. 15 months. They could have used their power to end the crisis before more lives were lost. Not only people in Gaza, but reporters, first aid responders, volunteers from other countries. And Biden-Harris administration didn't lift a finger. And yet they told us, if we don't vote for them, oh, Trump will be bad. Well, you know what, Democrats, if you're not going to inspire confidence or listen to your voters, if you're going to dismiss them when they are protesting your events and actually calling you out to follow through on your promises, well, then you deserve to lose. But CNN wanted to do a segment, a guilt segment. Arab American voters say they still have no regrets, as they should. Never apologize.
Dearborn, a Detroit suburb, is home to the largest Arab American population in the United States, a community which helped Trump carry the critical swing state. He won 42% of the vote in Dearborn versus Vice President Harris with 36% and Jill Stein with 18%.
Good. I'm glad Jill Stein got 18% of the vote. I'm very, very happy about that. And gee, why did Trump get 42%? Look at Kamala Harris, how little she got. Okay, 36%, fine. But I mean, my goodness, you know, in a solid blue state, Kamala just didn't get it. She failed miserably in her campaign there. She failed to reach out to the voters because she was a terrible candidate in the first place. And if somebody's going to be weak and terrible, that doesn't entitle her to votes. See, the 2020 tactics didn't work, Democrats.
In 2020, Biden handily carried the city with 69%. Faye Nimmer voted for Trump in 2024 out of frustration over the previous administration's support of Israel. Now, she is troubled by the president's proposal to move Palestinians out of Gaza.
I mean, it's very concerning and it's infuriating.
Personal feelings, you're infuriated, but standing by your decision for now to have voted for Trump.
Correct.
Look, I would say I tried, everything in my power to promote third parties and independents during the 2024 election cycle. And I will say this in regards for third parties and independents, they got more news coverage than I saw in 2016 and in 2020. There was a lot that the Greens, Libertarians, and independents in general could have done to really build up their infrastructure. And I will say this again to third parties and independents. You have these next 4 years to reimagine, rebuild, outreach, and explore new ways in trying to get your names out there so that people could take you seriously, so you could fight, because even I'm getting tired of it. All right. I love you. But see, this is why we need to talk about third parties, because people need to start looking at that at being another viable option. And if that's not the case, then look, let's be clear here. Misty Winston is 100%. We can't vote our way out of it. There's citizen ballot initiatives. There's building movements and organizations not connected to Washington, D.C., so we can actually build and change, and in turn, community outreach, grassroots supports. I mean, this is how we do things. But voting Democrat, Republican won't get our way out of it. But also, I understand why people voted for Trump. Okay? The Biden-Harris administration failed to follow through on all of its promises. And it's abundantly clear that there was a lot of corruption, lack of leadership, mismanagement happening under these 4 years. I'm not surprised by a Trump victory, but yet CNN is realizing that their propaganda, the Vote Blue no matter who people, realizing their propaganda has failed. And they're trying to make her feel bad about, oh, you voted for Trump. Don't you feel bad? You know what? You did what you did. No regrets. Let's rewind this a little bit.
Very concerning, and it's infuriating.
Personal feelings, you're infuriated, but standing by your decision for now to have voted for Trump.
Correct.
And what would move that needle for you to say, you know what? I made a mistake.
Palestine is the red line for this community.
Nimmer says she suspects Trump is bluffing and is using his proposal as some sort of negotiating tactic. That's the same sentiment shared by Amar Zar.
First, this is clearly not going to happen, right?
And real estate broker Ali Al-Farajala.
A lot of people are calling me and texting me saying, hey, how did your vote work out? How was that third party vote?
Both were so.
I've dealt with that too. When I first told people I was voting for Jill Stein in 2016, I lost some friends. I had people say, "Oh, well, this is what you want. You're supporting Trump." I had one friend send me an article about how the KKK was rising up, and they said, "You're promoting this," and I'm like, "How dare you? How dare you? You think I like this? No, I don't." But it's called being realist and realizing, especially in 2016, that Hillary Clinton was a terrible candidate. And what changed under Biden? I don't regret voting third party or independent. I don't regret being post-duopoly. I don't regret, having third party candidates on my show. I don't regret it. And I never will. You want an apology? Keep waiting. Keep waiting. And this is not how you try and have discourse with your friends. Oh, how that third party vote worked out for you. Yeah, you know what? It worked out for me just fine. Who cares? You think what were they going to say? Like, oh, you were right. Oh, you are so correct. Let me bow before you. No.
A lot of people are calling me and texting me saying, hey, how did your vote work out? How was that third party vote?
Both were so-called protest voters. Neither supported Trump or Harris. Are there any sort of second thoughts now about having supported a third-party candidate?
Absolutely not. And I'll still do it again and again and again.
And I'll do it again, too.
I didn't vote for Trump. So a protest vote, I don't know. I would say it was a targeted vote of conscience to say that the children of Gaza have to mean something. Their death has to mean something.
And while Arab Americans here were divided in the past, going forward, one point is uniting them: opposition to Trump's proposal to move Palestinians out of Gaza.
The community will be unified. I will tell you this. The Palestinian people would rather die and live in a demolition site than to be ethnically cleansed and being sent out of Gaza to Egypt or Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Now, the thing is, who knows what's going to happen with Trump's overall plan to remove the people of Gaza. I mean, you hear stories about how many of the survivors are returning back to their homes that are now rubble at this point. Maybe they lost their kids or their grandparents, their wife, their brothers, sisters, you name it. Good luck in telling a person to leave, okay? I mean, Israel turned Gaza into a moonscape. I don't know what reconstruction looks like. And there will be more horror. There will be more sadness. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything that can be done at this point except people still speaking out. But we can never forget who allowed it to be continuous and ongoing. I mean, Democrats, the buck stopped with you. It happened. 15 months, Democrats. This was you, Democrats. You. It was always you. What, Biden and Harris saying, oh, we don't know how to stop it. We don't know how to stop it. The United States is a global superpower. Oh, we don't know how to stop it. You're the president of the United States. Oh, we don't know how to stop it. Oh, they just couldn't. They didn't want to. It wasn't their primary concern. And then what? They expected then voters to vote for them? I mean, gone is 2016 and 2020. I mean, those time periods are gone. Whatever progressive independent movement the Democratic Party still had its clutches on, it is now a husk. It has been drained dry. It is nothing but a withered husk of what it used to be. The bones are picked clean. It is nothing more than just a shadow of what it used to be. And the thing is, if you're a progressive and independent, you want to see your political movement die, get attached to the hip to the Democrats. That's what will happen to you. The voters who chose to vote for third party or independent, or yes, even maybe vote for Trump, there's a reason why, Democrats. Maybe you need to ask yourselves why you lost. But this whole guilt of, oh, I bet you feel bad about your third party vote. Oh, I bet you feel bad about your protest vote. I bet you feel bad for not voting. It's not going to work. And to you, my audience, you have nothing to apologize for. You have nothing to feel sad about or angry about. Anybody trying to do that to you, hey, you push them right the hell back. You tell them, okay, what was Kamala running on? What did she have? What was her policies? She was a terrible candidate. But we all knew this even way back in 2019. She was a terrible candidate. It's not my fault. It's not your fault. It's the Democrats' fault. The blame lies with them. And you know something? I pulled up a tweet, a message here from on the live stream chat from Gray Walker, joint third party, who wrote, if Kamala still won, they would be bombing Gaza. And the thing is, yeah, probably so. Yeah, that would be happening. If they were ignoring it for 15 months, they'd be ignoring it in January 2025. And yes, even in February of 2025. They'd be ignoring it. They'd be saying, gee, it's a little sad. Gee, it's a little sad. Oh, yeah, we're having a diplomatic envoy right away. Good job, Democrats. Now, the thing is, to all the activists and organizers, you know, you want to waste time being associated with Democrats as they lead you on their glorified parades against Trump. Just remember, they still gave you the middle finger when they had power. They gave you the middle finger when they were in the position to do something. And when all said and done, let's say the midterms go in their favor. You really think they're going to care about you or what's happening in Gaza or anything else? They're going to be focusing on their own issues, their own problems, not yours. No regrets, no regrets, no regrets. And if the Democrats want to die off as a political party, fine. You won't be missed. But I will occasionally deliver a flower to your tombstone, Democrats, with a smirk on my face saying, it's good to see you 6 feet under. I'm up here and you're down there.